Alright, we're going to be watching MonkeyBalls3, who's going to be playing Kiriko. This is gold on PC on Oasis. Kiriko, looking for feedback and in-depth Kiri tips. Lately, I've been trying to get into Overwatch competitive, meaning Mercy, Moira, and of course Kiriko. The problem is through games haven't been going very well for me. Today alone, I played 6 games and lost 5. I'm obviously, of course, then curious as to what I can do to improve as well, even if it's entirely my fault. As sometimes, as I feel sometimes my own team is holding me back. In terms of problem areas, I've already recognized that I feel my aim could improve a lot. I think the first game I didn't do half bad, but especially in the second game, I felt like I could have been doing much more damage. So that still applies to the first game. There's 2 codes supposed. We're looking at the quote-unquote worst one. I feel like I still missed some shots I really should have not. Another thing I wouldn't explicitly deem a problem area, but definitely a major curiosity, would simply be how my positioning and playstyle for Kiri is. I haven't put too much time into Kiri guide videos yet, so I want to make sure the way that I'm playing Kiri is at least not holding me back. On top of that, I have some questions. The first is how I should use my Kitsune Rushes. Currently, I either combo them with ults or use them at the start of the next fight. I feel it's currently adequate, but curious what other people think about my usage of ults, as well as any tips to get more value. The other thing is my heal count. In the first game, I feel like I did pretty well, but in the second, I feel like my numerical heal count was actually quite low, only being above the enemy Zen's heal, which is not a high bar. Obviously, stats don't mean everything, and even after VOD review, I feel like I heal as much as possible, but I'm curious if there's anything I'm doing wrong in the healing department that might be an issue. Finally, less VOD specific, I'm curious about if you should fire once or twice between healing. I'm already aware you should fire between healing to get extra DPS in, called weaving, but I heard firing twice with Kiri is better than once, but I'd like a fact check on this as I'm not 100% sure. All criticism and advice is deeply appreciated. First, I can answer the last question. You should fire twice between heals. It's slightly less healing if you're not perfect about it, but like considering the extra value of that second kunai, you should pretty much always fire twice. I think the correct default heal order is going to be attack, attack, heal, attack, attack, heal, just doing that. You can do one attack, one heal if you're like absolutely desperate and you think that like 10% extra healing is going to make a difference in survival or not. Then do attack, heal, but generally I would aim for an attack, attack, heal. That's number 1. Number 2. Your aim is not your problem, for sure, right? And looking at we're going to be watching the second game, the worst game, your aim is not your problem. Like, could you be better? Yeah. I generally don't tell people to focus too much on their aim, just because aim, I think, is the hardest thing to improve at, right? If I tell you, oh, aim better, like, you're not going to go in your next game and aim any better just because I told you to, right? Versus if I'm like, hey, look, you need to play more passively, you need to be careful of your cooldowns. Those are things that you could get better right away and improve, right? So for example, if I was live coaching somebody, I would say 75% plus of the time I could live coach somebody to a win. And obviously I can't improve your aim like during the game, right? I could just say, hey, look, push now, don't push now, stay with your tank, right? Stay with your DPS, save ult for X, they have shatter, watch out for it, right? I could give people advice during that over the course of the game, and that would be enough to win. Like literally just game sense and better decision making is enough to win in so many different situations. Aim is something that, is it going to hold you back? Yeah, it's definitely going to hold you back eventually. It's not holding you back right now. That is definitely not the problem that you have. Your problem that you have is that you let people die all the time. Like, all the time. Like, every single fight you're letting people die. That is far and away the biggest problem that you have. So, let's cover that, right? And let's kind of talk through that scenario. So let's watch this first fight, all right? First thing to note is, hey, look, are we main healer or are we off healer? So, looking at these 2 options, okay? So we have Zen and we have me. So is Zen a main healer or an off healer? Well, Zen is clearly an off healer, right? He's not going to be adding a whole lot of healing. He's going to throw Harmony on somebody and he's going to be DPSing. That's his job. That means in this scenario, Kiriko is going to have to be main healer. Kiriko is one of the few flexible heroes, along with heroes like Ana and Moira, who can be both main healer or off healer, depending on the context. In this situation, you should be main healer, so you should expect most of the healing from your team is going to have to come from you. This is not a game where you're expected to do a lot of damage. If your other hero was like an Ana, for example, then it's very likely that you're off healer, and you can go off, you can get your flanks, you can get your damage in, you get your picks, whatever. In this scenario, you are probably going to be 70% plus of the healing of your team. So I would play like that, and my perspective would be, look, all I got to do is keep people alive. That's my job. This game, that's my job, is keep people alive. So we're going to walk over here. Just you hear your diva, right? Playing main, playing with your tank, everything seems good. Something seems to be happening on the right. And your Echo's going to die. Well, is that our fault? Let's roll it back. Let's take a look. So let's see what actually happens to the Echo. So Echo's up here. Echo gets shot. Echo's getting burned down. Echo's going to fly over here. She gets behind cover, and then she's going to die. No Suzu, no healing, nothing. Right? The Zen doesn't give her orb either. But at the end of the day, could you have saved her? Oh yeah, like for sure. Right? Look, like what are you doing right now instead of saving your Echo? Just attacking down main. And you see she's going to fly over here, and then she's going to die. So let's see how long you have to react. Because if she dies in like 1 second, I mean, your healing's not even going to reach her in time. Let's see how long it takes her to die. So when's the moment that you would know that she's in trouble? It's from when you hear shooting, okay? Hopefully you wear a headset. So right now, I hear shooting on my right. So if I'm playing as Kiriko, I have literally nothing to do right now, right? There's nothing going on in front of me. It's not like I'm distracted. It's not like my diva's about to die, or I'm dodging like a widow or whatever. Like literally nothing is happening right now. If I hear shooting, I turn to the right and be like, why do I hear shooting? And look and see whether or not a teammate needs my help. Let's count how long it takes for you to react to the echo. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over 5 seconds go by before your echo dies, getting no healing. So if you're going to try to climb, you have to react much faster than that, right? At my level, like at GM level, people are going to die in like 1 to 1.5 seconds. Sometimes they'll die even faster than that, but you're not going to expect to save them, right? You can't let 5 seconds go by while an echo who's within LOS of you, it's not like she's like way around the corner, right? If she dies over here, nothing you can help. But over here, she's visible the entire time while this is going on. You're just not looking. And she gets burned down, she flies over here, she tries to get cover, and then she's going to die. The second she dies, this fight's over, right? There's basically nothing that can happen here that's going to make up for the fact that you just lost your echo, and as a result, like, things are going to go screwy from here. So, that's fine. All right, team gets wiped. Okay, who cares? Doesn't really matter, right? Like, again, once somebody gets picked, the fight is typically over, so it's not a big deal. All right, so we're going to come out here. We're going to try to save the Zen. So, same deal, right? We're going to Swift step out. Let's look at the Zen situation. My Zen is critical health, and I know there was a ball here because you heard it and saw it, and I know there's a Tracer here. So, throw Suzu. Right? That's like, this is what Suzu is for. I throw Suzu, I put a heal into my Zen, that's like, what, like 160 health right there? Zen lives, we're good. Maybe we even pick off the Tracer of the ball, and we move on. You don't throw Suzu. Right? Like, simple stuff like this, like, you're just not saving people. It's not even like a hard read. Like, you have a lot of time here after the Swift step in. Right? Where you're just not throwing the Suzu. You gotta throw the Suzu there to save. All right, so finally you Suzu yourself, okay, and you're backing way up, and you don't really need to go that far back, but fine. So I want to get out here, and I want to save the Reaper. What are you doing with the healing? So look, right, Reaper is here on the left, so we're going to try to save him, okay? Like, obviously, we're going to go over there, we're going to get some healing in. Why am I trying to heal him through the floor? Like, through the wall here? Do you think that healing goes through walls? Because it doesn't, right? It collides with, like, you know, obstacles, and it doesn't go through. What are you doing even hitting buttons right now? This is not a thing that is going to help. Like, you could have just climbed up, you could have walked to the right, you could have done any number of things that was not just healing the wall. And this is not going to be the only time that we see this, right? This is like Kiriko 101. To be perfectly honest, when I watched this game, you look completely overmatched, right? You said you lost 5 out of 6 games. I would expect if you're continuing to play Kiriko that you're going to lose even more games, right? You do not look like you are the same level of skill with Kiriko as the other people in this lobby because of stuff like this, right? Like, you're literally trying to heal somebody through a wall, like, not even close. It's not even like the edge of the wall or something. There was no way that healing was ever going to reach your Reaper, and you're still healing the wall as though you don't understand how the mechanics of the game work. If you don't understand how the mechanics of the game work, you're not going to climb anywhere. You know, you have to know, okay, look, I need LOS of my target for my healing to actually reach them. All right, so we're still here. It's fine. So follow your Reaper in. As a note, you want to be tracking them with accuracy here. There's no reason to miss any heals here, okay? If you're going to put the heal on, that's fine, right? Heal the whole way, right? And you see now that I've turned off, so now it's like not tracking anymore. You see how these papers are not tracking anymore? This is no good. You're missing out on healing. Each one of these papers is like 11 healing, right? So you just missed out on like 60-something healing on the Kiriko, or on the Reaper, which could be a big deal, right? You see you just missed 2 more. Like, you gotta be able to, like, healing is a tracking ability for Kiriko. You can't be missing healing. You just missed 2 more right there. Like, this is something that's going to be a problem, right? Not your kunai aim, but healing aim. Like, kunais you miss? Okay, fine. What is what it is. You can't be missing healing aim on your teammates. I think that's fine, Suzu there. People are definitely low. All right, we should be walking up with the tank because we're going to need to push on eventually. So, all right, Reaper dies. Not your fault. Like, wouldn't worry about that. Like, you're already busy trying to keep the tank alive. It was your Reaper's fault to try to push right then. But we get a pick. Great. Excellent. So, Tracer's coming in. If I see this Tracer, this is universal. Okay, Tracer chooses multiple blinks. She's not shooting. She's throwing Pulse. Pulse is coming right now. And that's an instinct that you need to have is, okay, Pulse is coming. Get ready with Suzu. Not only that, she's going to stick you with it. Okay, great. Just Suzu yourself. Hello? Are you planning on Suzuing yourself? Now, if you're brand new to this hero, which it's very possible that you are, based on like how we kind of see, like you're very clumsy about the way that you're playing Kiriko, right? You don't look like somebody who has like 100, 200, 500 hours on Kiriko. You look like somebody who just picked up Kiriko, because you have no, it seems like you have no instinct here to Suzu yourself right away. But if you play Kiriko a lot, you'll be like, oh, get stuck, Suzu, great. And then you move on and you totally cancel the ultimate and you feel great. But instead, you're just like, oh, I guess I die here right now. Maybe because you're not used to playing Kiriko and you don't have that muscle memory of insta-cleansing yourself or teammates with sticks. Again, it's harder to cleanse a teammate because it's like just registering that is more difficult. But if the Tracer's looking at you the whole time, like you basically have from right now to know that a stick is coming. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 whole seconds go by that you could have reacted to this and you did nothing. Yeah, I mean, this will cost you games. Like, you don't look like you are as good as the other people in this lobby, to be perfectly blunt. And that's going to mean that you're going to keep losing more games if you're playing Kiriko until you improve and develop this muscle memory and the skills and the right reactions. All right, so we're walking out here. So, as a note, the echo is super low right now, so I would be definitely thinking to try to get forwards. Okay, echo goes up. Why are we throwing this heal on the Reaper? So notice that right now the Reaper's already going around the corner. Why am I throwing the heal right now where none of this healing is going to reach him? Because it's all going to hit the wall. This is bad, right? You can tell based on his movement, right? Just being able to look at which way he's going around the corner right now, right? This heal, fine. This heal, he's going around the corner and you're still popping this. This is bad because the healing's going to miss, but most importantly, your Echo doesn't get this healing. Because if you targeted the Echo now, like a half second later, the Echo gets 110 healing. But instead, you're late on the heal to the Echo, and the Echo is going to die. So all around you, like we've watched 2 minutes of gameplay here, and every single fight you are letting 1 to 2 teammates, including yourself, die. Every single fight. And for perspective, at GM, I would say the gold standard for support would be to let 0 to 1 people die all game in like a 20-something minute long game where nobody would die that they could have prevented. Right? You are averaging, like in a mere 2 minutes of play, I think you've already let 4 people die, right? The first Echo, the Zen, yourself, and this Echo again, right? So you're averaging letting a teammate die that you could have saved every 30 seconds. Over the course of a 20-minute game, that would be something like 40 teammate deaths that you would be giving up because you don't have the mechanics and game sense and positioning of Kiriko to just keep people alive. Like, you don't need to damage people. You know, I hate how this narrative gets pushed so hard where it's like the only way you can climb as support is to kill everyone in the opposing team yourself and be like a deathmatch like god or goddess. It's not necessary. It turns out if you just keep teammates alive, they generally do a pretty good job. You could easily save these teammates, you're just not saving them. So from here, you've already lost 2 teammates, so like, how are you going to win this fight? You're not. So they capped. All right, we're going to reset here. So Reaper's going in right now. I want to go up. I want to help the Reaper. Okay, great. We got the heal on Reaper. So, Kitsune. This is a reasonable time to Kitsune, right? They have 1, 2, 3, 4 people. I mean, ideally, we don't need Kitsune because I think we're actually up. Oh, no, Reaper's actually here. This is fine. Number 1, you're going to throw Kitsune straight into the pit. So, Kitsune gets stopped by obstacles as well. So, you'll notice that this doesn't give a whole lot of space for Kitsune. If you pop Kitsune to the side, like this, you would get a lot more space out of the Kitsune and would basically cover the same spot anyway, which allows your team to use it more. So number 1, try to use the full path for Kitsune. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is you might notice something on the left here. So you see the Reaper? Obviously, we see the Reaper in replay view. You would not see him, but you would hear him, right? I can hear him out of my left ear. It's soft because I have like 12% sound because I'm doing like the replay view, but you can hear him, the footsteps, and you can hear that Reaper coming. And it is your job in that situation to start applying pressure to the Reaper here, not here. Because I want to make sure he didn't just run into my team and pop ulti. So, right here, I would have heard / seen the Reaper, and now I turn, and all I do is now I just fight the Reaper. Because I know the Reaper's coming ultimate. I haven't seen ultimate all game. I'm going to assume he's ultimate. Just apply pressure to the Reaper, right? Headshots, body shots, whatever I got, just keep attacking him, and that way the Reaper doesn't like feel like he can just walk over here and pop ulti into your team. Instead, you're very slow to react, right? You don't do anything until he pops ulti, and I do appreciate that you try to kill him now. That is the correct move, because there's no win condition if he otherwise, but unfortunately, you're going to end up dying here. Right? D.Va manages to DM some of it, but you end up dying anyway to the combination of that plus the die from the ball. So no good, but again, preventable, right? You could have prevented your death by simply applying pressure to the Reaper earlier. Nobody's asking for like great accuracy or anything, but as soon as the Reaper gets attacked, he has to respect that, right? Best case scenario, he leaves, right? Maybe worst case scenario, he wraith forms into your team, but at least that way he doesn't have an escape. So you'll get something out of it at least. So from here, you're gonna come into the fight. So why are we throwing Suzu right here? Well, I guess the echo's low, so I kind of understand. But I would also note here is that I could also feel, based on the positioning, that I don't think the echo actually needed Suzu right now. Because the echo is low, right? But I can also see that there is a tank in front of her, and there's 2 teammates in front of her too. So it's actually unlikely that the echo desperately needs Suzu right now. I think this is a harder read. I would say that's like maybe like a high platinum level lead. I don't think you needed to throw this Suzu. Right? And I think you can tell once you come in that the echo is actually not in danger at all, and you do not need to throw the Suzu. This is bad because Suzu is 15-second cooldown. So if you need it in the next 15 seconds, that's potentially going to cost you the fight. Like right there. Where if you throw Suzu, you save your echo. But again, you don't have Suzu, so what can you do? But again, with the echo dead, again, another person has died that you could have potentially saved if you played better. And from here, you've already lost 2 or 3 teammates. Fight's over. Okay, so let's look at second point. So we're going to come forwards. Alright. Ball's gonna go in. Fine, is what it is. Not likely you can do anything against the Mercy, but fine. Alright, Tracer's on you. Okay, Tracer rewound. Now, what do we do from here? Well, if the Tracer's in view, I can try going after her, but otherwise, keep going with the team. Because I've actually spent a lot of time fighting this Tracer, so I'm gonna make an educated guess that there are people on my team who are desperately in need of healing. I'm not actually in danger of dying. I'm at 189 health. I'm not gonna die anytime soon. So I can turn back and focus. I'm like, look, does anybody need my help? And focus on that. Instead, you walk over to the Mini, right? Now you're still dueling the Tracer, and notice that your Echo has died. So let's wind this back up. Okay? So right here, we're fighting. Right? We're fine. Okay, ball slams in. Okay, we're still fine. Like, this is all fine, and no problem. Okay, Tracer's taking the fight. Definitely the correct call to fight her. Okay, she rewound. After she rewounds, look at the front. Look at the front right now. Somebody's going to need help because you and the Baptiste are both not healing anyone for like 4 or 5 seconds. Someone needs help. Echo's over there, and Echo dies. If you look over here and you throw Suzu, you throw healing, you swift step and heal, the Echo doesn't die here. But you're not looking for it at all. Like, you have no sense of urgency where you're like, oh, okay, I'm done fighting the Tracer, cool. I'm just going to stroll over here and get the Mini, despite the fact that Baptiste is healing you the whole time, and you have self-regen, and you're not in danger of dying. Like, you see how you're going for the heal right now while your Echo's going to die? See? Like, that is, like, representative of the problems that you have as a Kiriko support, is that you're just not saving anybody ever. It's, like, consistently a problem over and over again. Alright. So, whatever. Fighting the Tracer here, you're down 1 already. You're going to switch step to your Ramacho on point. I think this is good, right? Obviously, we're, like, trying to take this. But do I need to throw Suzu right now? My Roger's at half health, and he's in Nemesis form, so he can block. My Reaper's at full health. Why am I throwing Suzu right now? So you're just wasting your abilities here, right? Now you have 15 seconds where you can't use Suzu. Well, let's find out. Is it relevant that maybe I need Suzu in the next 15 seconds? Well, I'm taking a lot of pressure right now. Ball's on top of me. I try to go for the Mercy. I'm taking a lot of damage, right? I try to get a heal in. Now I'm definitely getting pressured. Suzu would be great right now. Suzu would be excellent right now. Suzu would be... But I still have 4 seconds left on Suzu. Because you wasted it. Doing nothing. Like, this is the problem. Like, don't worry about your aim, right? Don't worry about your aim. Don't worry about your teammates. Just save them. Like, all you gotta do is save them, have good Suzus, and, like, that will take you a long way. I mean, this is, like, it's really, really hard for your team to possibly win with you as Kiriko support right now. Like, you basically never save anybody, and, like, we haven't seen a single save where you, like, prevented somebody from dying. Alright, so we're pushing up right now. Okay, yeah, Tracer's here. Yeah, I mean, poke away at him. That's fine. I would note, okay, right now my Baptiste is in trouble. I would actually swift step over to him, Suzu, and then fight out the Tracer at close range. Because I do not want my Baptiste to die right now. Right? Yeah, great. So the Tracer died there. I'm sure you could recognize, hey, why did you kill the Tracer? Because the Tracer made a mistake. That clearly does not look like a good Tracer play. Like, she's pushing way too hard here for no reason into a 3v1, and she's one-shottable, and you kill her. And you probably feel good about this. The reason why you get this kill is because the Tracer made a mistake. But the things that you're doing look like what the Tracer is doing, i.e. mistakes. You are making mistakes all the time that are exploitable, just like this Tracer made right now. I'm sure you feel good about the fact that you got this kill, but at the end of the day, like, this is a huge mistake by the Tracer that should not have happened. She had zero reason to force that fight. She could just gone back to your spawn, picked up the Mega, and continued. I think this is an extremely gutsy save, but... Yeah. So I sort of understand here, but I think that with the Reaper being that far forward, I would assume that he has Wraith form. But if you're coming over here, does he have Wraith form? He does not have Wraith form, so he's making a mistake as well. But if you're going to Suzu here, what's safety? Which direction is safety after this? Because you've chosen this. Like, you've chosen to now frontline right now. So you have two options, right? Option number one is that you can go this way towards your team. That's okay, right? And that is a direction towards safety. Option two is that you could climb up. I don't know if you knew that there's somebody up there or not, but that's option number two, right? Which is also maybe possibly safe, depending on who actually is up here and what might happen. In this case, it's the Mercy, so you're perfectly safe to go up there. Option number three is to go into the team, either this way or this way. This is option number three. This is clearly bad, right? You're walking at the enemy in the situation. Well, let's see what you end up deciding to do. Why am I going at the enemy here? So you notice that you're stuck between 1, 2, 3, 4 enemies right now, and you're in a ton of trouble, right? And now you're super, super low, and now you get picked off and you die. This is all you. Like, nobody told you to do this, right? Like, you could have just Suzu'd and just left, or climbed up, maybe, but instead you walk deeper and deeper into the enemy. You have no cover whatsoever. You're constantly in run mode, and you're going to hunt it down, and you're going to get killed. And with you dead, the odds of your team winning the fight is unlikely. I never expect a team to win the fight if I'm dead, right? That's like the golden rule. It's like, never expect a team to win the fight if you die. Because why should I expect my team to carry me, ever? You know? Like, if I screwed up, I'm like, yep, we're probably going to lose. If we win, great, excellent, I'll take it, right? But that's luck. I never expect to win a fight where I die first. Alright, so we're just chilling for now, regrouping. Okay, fine, we're regrouping, this is good. Reaper gets a pick here. I don't know why we're throwing Suzu right now. Like, if the Reaper was in danger, it was a long time ago. At this moment in time, there's no reason to throw Suzu, and the Suzu doesn't even reach the Reaper because your Baptiste is in the way. So, like, this is all bad mechanics. Now we still have 13, 12 seconds left on Suzu. So, for the record, when we're going in here, who should we be focusing? Who should I be protecting right now? Is it the Baptiste? No, Baptiste is in cover, he's full health, he's got all his cooldowns, he's fine. Is it the Orisa? No, she's full health, she's a tank, she's got all the cooldowns, she's fine. Is it the Echo? Maybe, but I mean, again, she's full health, has her cooldown, she's in cover. The Reaper is in grave danger right now. That's who I need to be pre-healing with my Fudas, right? That's where I need to be. I need to be up here saving my Reaper from anything that might blow him up, like right now. So, for example, if I'm right here, I can throw Suzu to the right and save his life. But you're not here because you're just not getting up there in time, right? You got to get up here the whole time and immediately swing this corner quickly and possibly even swift step to your Echo to get an angle on the Reaper to make sure the Reaper does not die right now. And now the Reaper dies. And once again, we have another teammate who has died on your watch that you could have saved. And without the Reaper, the odds of you winning this fight are like basically 0. So, again, clearly nothing's going to happen here. I would swift step back to your team. So, a note here is, you're about to swift step because you're in danger, which is the correct call. Who do I want to swift step to? Is it the Orisa, who is in the front? Or is it the Bap, who is like a little farther back? Or is it the Echo, who is the most safe? Well, probably the Echo here, but at least maybe the Baptiste, definitely not the Orisa. But instead, you're going to swift step to the Orisa, right? Which puts you directly in the front of everyone who's attacking your Orisa, which means you pop Kitsune and you die right away. Because you have 3, 4 people all aiming at you right now. You can't be doing this, right? Like, you can't be swift stepping to the front line and then be surprised when you just get immediately killed right now. None of this has anything to do with damage. Okay? Like, I don't even know there's no fighting after this that matters. Your whole team's dead already. None of this has anything to do with damage. All right? I want to re-summarize this. Literally, just keep your team alive. Keep your team alive, including yourself, and you will go a long way. Because right now, you don't have any of the right mechanics required, right? Game sense, positioning, etc., like responses, that is part of that's like required to be able to carry the games that you have right now. All right? I'm going to hold there. Hopefully, this is helpful.